quiz of years in Israel fan Patch Barnes video, and this is episode 4 of Adventure Week at Barze, and today's verse comes out of 2 Corinthians 2, verse 14, and it reads, "But thanks be to God who always leads us as captives in Christ's triumphal procession, and uses us to spread the aroma of the knowledge of Him everywhere." And also in 2 Corinthians 11, and the verse is verse 26, here is what the verse says. It reads, "I have been constantly on the move. I have been in danger from rivers, in danger from bandits, in danger from my fellow Jews, in danger from Gentiles, in danger in the city, in danger in the country, in danger at sea, and in danger from false believers." And that's that verse means. So this afternoon we are going to continue looking at adventure, and today we are going to look at a bigger perspective. And let's get into it. For years, I chose not to participate in God's adventures by simply not choosing at all. That's a decision too. Not choosing is a choice. Not long ago, we had former NBA great David Thompson on the 700 Club talking about coming to Christ after years of superstardom in the incredibly bright spotlight of professional sports. As with so many other athletes in that intoxicating realm, David pursued pleasure and became involved in many things he shouldn't have. By his own account, he was really all about himself in those days. In the interview, he used the word ego is an acronym for edging God out. And so it is for all of us. When we steadfastly close our hearts to God's invitations, when we neglect to acknowledge His presence in our lives, we're pretty much living in an ego mode, edging God out simply by staying in the center of our own universe. After years of living that way, it became more and more difficult to see things from a bigger perspective. I think we're born staring at our navels and continue to live that way until we hear the voice of God speak to us in some fashion through some channel or avenue, and we say yes to a deeper walk with Him. Now, that might sound soft, warm, and spiritual, but it can be very frightening. It's not without a price tag, but the blessings, both here and in the world to come, far, far outweigh that price tag. And once you get a taste of walking with Him, living with Him, hearing from Him, and being empowered by Him, nothing else will ever satisfy you again. And also, one more thing. Perhaps as you read these words, you're thinking that this sounds good. A God adventure may be just what I need in my life. Then again, the thought of adding one more thing to an already overcrowded schedule might strike terror in your heart. You may already feel on the verge of losing control to a schedule that is trying to swallow you alive. It's true that as believers, we war against principal ties and powers in the spirit realm. And I would never make light of that, but we also war against cell phones, fax machines, deadlines, homework, soccer schedules, and a seemingly endless list of commitments and distractions in our lives. It is so easy to get in the mood where life runs us, rather than the other way around. It's all going by so fast that we can almost feel the wind on our faces as the time flies by. If I could give a peek inside my apprehensions and worries, this one rates pretty high. I don't want to go through life having my life live me. I want to stand fully in the midst of it all on the rock of truth and make choices that cause my life to matter. Yes, it's a constant battle, but I can tell you this: if the pace and busyness of life has overwhelmed me for the point that I can't respond to the call of God or even hear His voice, something has gone terribly wrong. Perhaps the reason some of us never hear the summon to a God adventure is because we never give him a minute of our time. He can't get a word in edgewise. His still small voice is drowned out by turmoil and noise. The psalmist writes of a proud, arrogant individual who is so full of himself that in all his thoughts there is no room for God. May that never, never be said of me. And I think one of the best examples of this is there will be people sometimes that whenever you talk to somebody on the phone, there will be times where you can talk, you can only say one word, and then you're done. Your door is shut. You're done. You have to be done talking. And this is sort of similar to what I just read. The reason why some of us never hear the summons to a God adventure is just because we never give him a minute of our time. We're so busy with whether we're teaching or working on homework or doing chores or being a soccer mom or a soccer parent or anything. No room for God, no heart for God adventure. Why else? Why else are we here? Why else are we alive? I think it must grieve God so deeply that he has prepared such an incredible journey and adventure for us during our years on earth, and so many of us choose not to tap into it. Sometimes we treat God as if he's there for our convenience, as if he's some kind of celestial Santa Claus. And that's going to be it. And that's all I want to just read you this afternoon. And what I just want to leave you with today, and the verse today is actually from Ephesians. And Ephesians 6:18 says, "And pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people." And that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Till next time we meet again, viewers. In every way, God's way is always the best way.